Greetings and welcome back to the Casual Wargamer. Tonight we're taking a continued look at the Grotmas detachments for 2024, and tonight it's Black Templars with their Wrathful Proecession detachment. Now, if you read online, read the comments of Black Templars players, they absolutely seem to be split 50-50. There's people who really like this detachment, but there's a host of players who absolutely loathe it and think it's pointless when compared to what they have in their index at the moment, which is the Righteous Crusaders detachment. This feels almost like the same problem that the Astra Militarum got with their detachment. There are people going, well, actually, I prefer what we got in the combined regiments detachment. It's far better than what was in that. And you get that here. This is what people are complaining about. They're saying that the Templar vowels from Righteous Crusaders are far better than the benefits you get out of Wrathful Proecession. I think the problem is this, though, if I'm very honest. Wrathful Proecession is a really nice detachment for Black Templars. But players are doing exactly what the Astra Militarum players have been doing, which is them not paying attention to the idea that actually what you've got here is good. It just requires a different play style. It just requires a change of view, as it were. It's still really, really good. But you've been focused on playing one detachment because outside of those in the Space Marine Codex, that's all you've had for so long that something new comes along and people struggle with it because it doesn't do what they used to. With that in mind, let's take a look at this detachment and then see what you think. So Wrathful Proecession has, as its detachment rule, Zealous Litanies. So at the start of the battle round, you select one of the litanies listed below. If you do, until the end of the battle round, that litany is active and its effects apply to all Astartes infantry and mounted units from your army. And you get three choices. The Chorus of Relentless Hate, which gives you +2 movement and +1 advance. The Rite of Perfervid Wrath, I'm not sure Perfervid is a word, but we'll go with it, which adds +1 to the strength characteristics of melee weapons equipped by models. And Chant of Deathless Devotion. Models in this unit have a 5+ invulnerable save against ranged attacks. There's also the natural restriction of you can only take Black Templars units, so no taking Guilliman and what have you in this sort of in this list. Okay, so you've got a kind of doctrines style play here, but rather than it being each one can be used once, you choose the one you want for each battle round. It's only going to apply to the end of the battle round, so you've got to pick this at the beginning. But these aren't bad, bearing in mind that Relentless Hate is increasing the speed that you're moving up the table and your advance rolls. The Perfid Wrath is giving you an extra point of strength, which can be brutal against the right opponent. And Deathless Devotion gives you the invulnerable save against ranged attacks, even incoming heavy weapons, as you're going up the table. Not a problem. It's different to how all the vowels, English or High Gothic, work, but it's still really good. So let's take a look at your enhancements. You have Pyrebrand for 25 points. Models in the bearer's unit have stealth. That's really nice. Again, it's keeping you alive as you go up the table. Sacred Rage for 30 points. Once per battle at the start of the fight phase, the bearer can use this enhancement. If it does until the end of the phase, models in the bearer's unit have fight first. That's great, especially if you've got the Perfervid Wrath going, giving you that extra wound. You could potentially kill somebody before they get a chance to do anything back. 30 points, a little high, but then Black Templars are almost a dedicated assault-based army, so I get the reason for the increased points. Taramod's Censor for 15 points. At the start of the fight phase, each enemy unit with engagement range with the bearer's unit must make a battle shock test. When doing so, they subtract 1 from the result. Nice. I do like to see these things where the battle shock tests, I should say, become relevant. Too much of 10th edition has not really made use of battle shock. Thumbs up. And lastly, you have Benediction of Fury for 10 points, which must go on a chaplain and gives his melee weapons devastating wounds. That's phenomenal. Pretty much every Black Templars list I've ever seen runs at least one chaplain, even if it's Grimalda's. But take a chaplain, give them that. Absolutely spot on. No complaints at all with any of the enhancements on this. Okay, you've got your 6 stratagems. Obviously, you've got Armour of Contempt, so we won't go into that. Fueled by Faith. Any phase just after a mortal wound is allocated to an Adeptus Astartes unit from your army. Till the end of the phase, models in that unit have a 5-up feel no pain against mortal wounds. Lovely jubbly. Castigate the Demagogues. In the fight phase, one Astartes unit from your army that has not been selected to fight. Until the end of the phase, their melee weapons have precision. So get in there, do assassination, get rid of characters that are causing a problem or buffing the enemy units. Top notch. Brute Fervour. In the fight phase, one Astartes unit from your army that's not been selected to fight. Until the end of the phase, each time modelling your unit makes an attack, reroll the hit roll of 1, and you can ignore all modifiers to the attack's weapon skill, hit roll, and wound roll. That's really nice. If you know you're going to be suffering something because your opponent's army triggers something like this, excellent. Relentless Momentum. In the fight phase, one Astartes unit from your army that has not been selected to fight and is not within engagement range until the end of the phase. When determining which models in your unit are eligible to fight, any models that are within 3 of 1 or more enemy models are eligible to fight. When involving those attacks, such models can target one of those enemy units that is within 3 and within engagement range of their unit. Oh, the wording. Not the greatest wording, but that's a really nice. That's giving you more opportunities to do your melee thing, which is what Black Templars are all about. Voice of Devotion. This is your last one. In your command phase, you select one infantry or mounted unit and select Chorus of Relentless Hate, Rite of Perfervid Wrath, or Chant of Deathless Devotion. Until the end of the battle round, that litany is active for that unit instead of any other one that you pick. So when you don't want this unit to have what the rest of the army is getting, you can give it the one you want it to have. That's good. Okay, so as I go back to what I was saying, there's too many Black Templars players that have been so dependent on Righteous Crusaders for so long now that I think they are not seeing the strength of this new detachment. I do agree with them that Righteous Crusaders has better abilities with the Templar vowels. I keep saying vowels. But you've got a nice detachment that actually does a good job. And it's just as good as Righteous Crusaders for the melee aspect. I will agree with something I've said in previous videos, that I think a lot of these Grotmas detachments were probably ones created for the Codex and then dropped and didn't make the cut. And I do get that feeling from this detachment, but it's not a bad one. I think a Black Templars player who knows what they're doing will be able to make good use of this detachment, even though they might prefer the benefits of Righteous Crusaders. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this detachment. It's got some issues. You can see that from the comments made by Black Templars players. But I think if they take a look at it and they try it, they'll find that this one is just as good. It's not better, but it could be just as good as what they used to. Anyway, that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts down below? Pop them in the comments. If you're a Black Templars player, let me know what are your thoughts, and do you agree or disagree, and why is this considered quite so bad when it's just a change of pace, really. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next vid. Until then, take care and good gaming.